Y'all think y'all hard? Y'all think y'all hard? We ain't a motherfucking spaceship. Okay, probably not full screened. For some reason that just looks terrible. And I... Okay. Aha! There we go. Now it looks better. I wasn't trying to do any of that. Okay. Continue. Sick desktop. Thank you! I worked very hard on it. I'm not sure why my Google opened up. I don't even have a need, but okay. Alright. Let's see. Bridge to turnabout. Yes. We got our 7-Up. We got a refreshing 0 sugar 7-Up. Which honestly just tastes like a Sprite, which is a little cursed. Ace Attorney! Now, I currently have no headphones. Alright. When she ace on my attorney till I gum my shoes. That's gross. I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction. I forgot which direction that is. It's been so long. Fuck. I forgot we were dealing with her. Okay. What all do we have? Hold on. So, we got this. Featuring Hazakura Temple, the map. We got the scroll obscured by gravy. Photo of Elise. Taken by Larry Butts. Iris's hood. The weather data, which, if I remember, hasn't changed. Okay. Weapon, staff that turned into a sword. Autopsy report, tracks, crime photo, Larry Butt sketch, crystal sphere, that has blood on it, master talisman, and a burnt letter. Alright. So that's what we got. Went to the inner temple that night and saw it all happen in the garden. Saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and she stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it. So it was in self-defense. Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya. You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal. Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night, and that the person who did go was that woman. You can't just say that woman, Phoenix. Just fucking tell me. I'm supposed to be your inner thoughts. Iris innocent. The direction is bad. Yes, the direction is bad. And who keeps messaging me? I don't want any. Unless they're Girl Scout cookies, like Thin Mints, I don't want anything that you're selling, so stop texting me. I don't want car insurance. I don't want health insurance. I want Thin Mints because I'm fat. Please proceed with your cross-examination. That probably would be something I would yell in the middle of a courtroom. Not gonna lie, I probably would. Okay. I went to the inner temple that night and saw it all happen in the garden. But you never went to the inner temple. Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple. Objection, did she now? Too bad for you. What she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed that she didn't go? It was in the inner temple's training hall. A private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay. What do you have to say, witness? I just couldn't tell him the truth at the time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she? Phoenix is like twice her age. Hold on. Hold on. 19. Phoenix. Phoenix, how old? Okay, so Phoenix and Miles are about the same age. 26. 20-fucking-6. Who has a razor? And, like, Pearl is old enough to be... I'm not gonna lie, Pearl is old enough to be Phoenix's daughter, let alone Maya. Like, okay, probably, like, Phoenix would have to have, like, teenage pregnancy for Maya to be his daughter, but still, like, that's just disturbing. They feel more like age-related siblings. I didn't want to be the one to break it to you that I saw her commit murder. There, we all understand how difficult this is for you. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. Nah, we ain't gonna gloss over that. We're not just... Wait! Wait! No! Phoenix, defend yourself! He has a girlfriend. Oh my god. Phoenix didn't even try! I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. You're saying that the victim attacked Maya. I mean, Miss Faye. Yes, it was a truly frightening scene. Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and looked like she was going to collapse. What were you doing at the time? Why didn't you stop them from fighting? I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I was
I was frightened. I couldn't move. I couldn't even speak. I was in such shock.
That's perfectly understandable, my dear. This doesn't sound right. I don't believe this testimony for a minute. What happened after that? While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. She moved in to deliver a fatal strike.
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
Wait a minute! What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
A dagger, huh? And Elise tried to stab her with this weapon. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that other name. To kill Miss Faye.
Yes, exactly.
Ah. You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. There we go. I did it! Haha! You have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy? Do I have a problem with the testimony? There is a problem. The weapon was in the staff. Why would she need to throw the staff away when she could have just thrown half the staff away? I have a small problem with the witness's testimony. You do? This witness is your own client. Yes. Well, nevertheless. That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a moment. It's my job to say that. Listen, Gramps. I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. I don't think this is how a court's supposed to work. But granted, this is the land of Phoenix Wright, where court doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm not about to sit here and try and figure out the intricacies of it. She threw her staff away. Mystic Elise was trying to kill Mystic Maya. I think that's why she wanted a more lethal weapon. It's true, it's not easy to inflict a deadly blow with the staff. No, it's pretty easy. I mean, if you can knock them on their legs and just stab it through their eyes, it's pretty easy. I probably should be saying these things live on air. Oops! Sister Iris, let me make sure I've got this straight. The victim herself chose to throw away her staff.
Yes, that's what I saw.
Is there anything odd about that, Mr. Wright?
Mystic Elise attacked Mystic Maya with the dagger, I'm sure of this.
I do believe we can present the staff here. Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events. Huh? Miss Elise throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you can do with a staff is hit someone.
Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword. If Elise really had wanted to kill Maya, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. I mean, he got a point. Well, Sister Iris, what have you say to this? You shut the fuck up, you coffee-drinking... That was an impressive bit of investigating, Trite. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? I swear if you pull out a separate weapon, I'm going to shit myself right now. I am so done. I just want this game to be over. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade. Well, anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony. But there is something strange about this whole testimony. Well, Mr. Reich, the prosecution has a point. Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument.
Mr. Wright?
I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey. I'm going to assume it's this. Because this is the only other thing I can think of. Or would it be... Oh, yeah, no. Misty Fey, Maya's mother. Yeah, no. Present. Elise would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Dexinum. Her real name was Misty Fey.
No. Not Mystic Misty Fey.
Who is this Misty Fey? Is she related to? Misty Fey is the master of the Karain channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey.
Are you serious?
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise really Mystic Misty?
There's no doubt about it. And looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years, perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing. You can't, bitch boy! Order in the court. Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented, one, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during the fight. And two, that the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter. Despite the facts being believable when taken on their own, when taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe. Listen, there's nothing in this world that isn't possible. Shut up, Gudo! Shut up! Choke on the frickin' coffee. I hope you choke on it. Except for one little thing. Yes? What is this one little impossible thing? Ha! You still don't get it. You think maybe my beans are under roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps. No one cares about your beans! Could you get to your point? Thank you. I heard this witness's confession this morning. Just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee. Dear God. Going to ruin your health, my friend. Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty. Is that a dagger with the witness testified to seeing? Obviously, Your Honor, but do you not notice something else? Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be blood on it. Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene. Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene? The pine tree? This dagger was stuck in the back side of the pine tree when the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between two women. This little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree. But why? They have no reason to be over there. Which means the blood on the dagger belongs to the victim, correct? Ah, were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of coffee. Did you say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago? I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice. In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Bro, you can't just do that! That's... why? For Furthermore, I order that a blood test be performed on it immediately. This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right. It's a dagger. More specifically, it's a Tonto. Get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately. Now then, testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible. Choke on it. Cute girls never lie. Ever. I don't know, Godot. A cute girl lied to you. Now you can't see straight. And you have a caffeine addiction. In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court.
About what, Your Honor?
About the incident you saw, the battle between the two women. Yes, Your Honor. The battle. He drank through 5 that fast. Hello, Stanley. No one wants to see your coffee beans, Godot. Pull your pants back up. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with a staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. Okay, there we go. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed. But if she collapsed against the stone lantern... whatever. I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore. That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. Wait a minute. Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head. Stole her weapon. With her back to the stone lantern. Yeah, so present. It'd be the autopsy. Loss of blood from stab in the back. Something about you just isn't right today, Iris. Huh? Well, someone's dying. Godot, you fool! I already had my coffee addiction! What does the autopsy report say? I wasn't here. The autopsy report says that, like, she was stabbed in the back and then, like, fell an extra so many feet. Testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions.
What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony?
Bitch, don't get so defensive! If you have nothing to hide, then you ain't gotta be so damn defensive. Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct? Yes, that's right. But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right? Yes, I think so. But according to the autopsy report, actually, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this proves that the victim was stabbed from behind. Yeah, not the front. I'm sorry. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony. Somehow she got blasted with aerial winds. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? I'm just doing my job. It's simple. What? People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift. Is that all you have to say? I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind. Would you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff, the people fighting being mother and daughter, and now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach. There certainly are some inconsistencies. Well, Iris, how about it?
Well, it's just...
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing. What do you mean? There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee, but to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said? Prosecutor Goudot, explain yourself! The witness was quite unambiguous about her own Oh my god, stop using large words! When she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light. Light? By the way, did you know, Hazakura has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is at the inner temple training, the stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit. I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for. Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly? Normally, yes, Your Honor, but according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern. Impossible? It hadn't been used in a long time, and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to have been nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all. Most enlightening. Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. No, it hasn't! If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. But that doesn't explain why she would just immediately start stabbing her. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm sorry, but like, y'all are up in the fucking mountains. All by yourselves. And you don't seem to think to yourself, like, to ask who it is, and maybe if you don't get a response, then pull out your staff and try to smack something in the darkness? That I understand. But just rolling up to them and just being like, oh, I don't know this person. Beat them with a stick. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right, Trite? No, that doesn't make anything better. Stone lantern. Lantern from Inner Temple Garden was not lit the night of the crime. Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face? What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot? This lantern, there's something written on it. Why, it's written in blood! Written in blood? It says Maya upside down. What the?
Oh, yes, that's right. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her. With the blood that was draining out of her body.
It certainly looks that way. Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about? What do you mean, what are we all talking about? We're talking about the message written in blood. Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle. Could it be? Can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think of it, it did say something to me yesterday. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. So that's what he meant by that. In any case, there's obviously an important clue. We know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further? Mr. Godot? I think he's malfunctioning. Let's move on. Godot is literally shaking. And somehow, I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. I believe it has now been established that Miss Elise was killed by Maya Fey. That's just wrong. Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears. Sister Iris's cover-up. After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Korean tradition, so I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back up to Hazakura Temple and... used the mystical sword, because I don't feel like pronouncing it, to alter the way the wound looked. So you moved the body. Yes, I was raised at Hazakura Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fey clan, but even so, I never imagined that Elise was actually Misty Fey. I've committed a terrible sin. A terrible trick of fate. I believe you're looking for Twist of Fate, Your Honor. I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body, but... you were spotted by the head nun, correct?
Yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Alright. Mystic Elise died. I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the master of the Korean tradition, so I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. Dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back. Photo of Elise. TT would be a good shorthand. You can't see red on white. Should we press her? Yes. The snowmobile, I knew that would show up sooner or later.
Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day. Should I ask for more details? If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes, naturally you would expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride?
Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here. I don't see what's so strange about that.
Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple.
I see. Snow was still falling, huh?
And then, when the murder took place, it had already stopped. And that's why there are such fresh-looking tracks.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony? My cat is screaming. I apologize. No, because it is important. Because, hold on. Where's the... To approximately about 10:50. And then... 10 to 11. Blood loss from stab in the back. Yeah, so it would have stopped snowing by then. When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against...
The power come out while I was gone?
Tell them I love them despite their demands of human sacrifice. Tim doesn't demand human sacrifice, he just demands food and treats. Okay. Your Honor, I'd like the statement Iris just made added to the testimony. But does it have something to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record. Ha! This should be fun. I hope you choke on your own swill. Let's get this snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Why do you act so scared around him? That's what makes me uncomfortable. The snow had already stopped. Yeah, hold on a minute there, babe. I had a big yawn. Objection? What say you to this piece of paper that's called a weather report? The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you, Mr. Wright. I must be on the wrong track. Wait. I thought that was right. Or did I...